Today, we had an issue at the Velsa railway crossing wherein the contractor employed by RVNL started barricading the area. This area is the right of way of the local residents and also to the villagers who have access to their farmlands, to the coconut plantation, to the paddy fields, to the ponds and the lakes nearby. We as Goenka Court do not understand what is that RVNL want to impose upon us. Do they think that we are some people living like in shanties, in like to be ghettoed, barricaded in our own land? Don't we have a right as citizens of this great nation, India, to live peacefully? Do we have to inhale their fugitive coal dust day in and day out, fall sick, and there's nobody to take care of our senior citizens? What is happening here? Does the local MLA understand, or does he even intervene? The answer is no. Nobody bothers about us. We are left on our own. The villagers sadly are left on their own. But here we reiterate that we at Goenka Court, along with the local panchayat, the South Western Railway doesn't own land in this area. This land belongs to the villagers as a right of way, where they have their access to the houses, to their farmlands, to the lakes and the water bodies, other water bodies. And our ancestors were gracious enough to allow the then railway authority in 1890s to lay the railway tracks. This land was never sold nor gifted. Let it be very, very clear to the government of Goa and to the railway authorities. Labor here are seen reloading the poles which were brought to barricade this area. This is our traditional path of the villagers at Velsa. Such type of I will say it is unplanned. They just come and do as they want. They think they own this property. This property doesn't belong to the railways. It belongs to the local community, the panchayat. This has been kept for us by our ancestors. Never sold or never by or gifted. The railways were just allowed to lay the tracks in 1890 by our ancestors. You see the coal? These are the coal trains what we are talking about. And we have to inhale the dust. Today RVNL were here at Velsa level crossing, and they wanted to barricade these areas. Now, as one can see, this is the right of way of the people, of all the villagers, and they are here, to block the area and putting up this fencing as a measure of. They are saying it is a measure of safety. But what about the rights of the local villagers here? We are here at Goenka Court, and we had a discussion with them because this matter out here is sub judice at Velsa. The matter is in court, and unless RVNL or Southern Western Railway gets the consent of the local authorities, that the panchayat, we will not allow any fencing work out here. So one can see this is a motorable Kacha road that the people have been using for generations. And imagine the plight of all the local residents here, and this area will be out of limits. These are landlocked. Such arbitrary decisions by the railways will never bear fruit until and unless there is benefit for the local residents. All this thing is done in the name of double tracking. We know it is for double tracking. They want to fence off this area so that they can lay the second line. People of Kansali, Welsang, Arosi, Torda, Pali, Isorshing will never ever allow the double tracks to be laid here. That's our commitment. And there are some spent forces in the villages who are creating a discord actually here. But you never see them here. You never see these people here, when such matters arise. It's only Goenka High Court that has highlighted these issues and have taken the matter to the courts and beyond. भाई साहब, हमको पूरा दिन नहीं इधर ही रुकने का नहीं, हम लोग को भी काम है। हाँ, उड़ा रे बाबा, जल्दी जाने का है हम लोग तो। ओके, all the local residents here, and this area will be out of limits. These are landlocked areas. One side has a railway, and on the other side there are the fields. And this is the only access to these houses that you can see here. Now, and this is the railway line. On both sides there are local residents residing. So we have intervened in this matter, and now they are taking their material back. They understand that the matter is sub judice, and they cannot go ahead with their plans of fencing this area. Such arbitrary decisions by the railways in this matter, and now they are taking their material back. They understand that the matter is sub judice, and they cannot go ahead with their plans of fencing this area. Such arbitrary decisions by the railways will never bear fruit until and unless there is benefit for the local residents. All this thing is done in the name of double tracking. We know it is for double tracking. They want to fence off this area so that they can lay the second line. People of Kansali, Welsang, Arosi, Torda, Pali, Isorshing will never ever allow the double tracks to be laid here. That's our